Can you see me?
Recording in
being
progress.
recorded.
Uh-oh. No pressure.
Gary's still here.
Hey, Garrison, are you here?
No, Garrison's not here. This is Suraj. I'm filling in for him on his.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm alright.
So are you with Mount Sinai?
Yeah, Garrison is actually on a plane to Korea right now.
He's where?
He's on a plane to Korea.
He is?
Yeah, he's got that rock climbing competition this week.
Oh, wow. When will he be back?
He'll be back, I think, Thursday morning, but I'm not sure if he'll be at the rehab fair or not. So he'll probably more than likely be seeing me.
He's amazing that he's going on a rock climbing competition.
Yep.
I follow him on Instagram. The things he does from a wheelchair is amazing.
Yep, absolutely is.
He's a beast, is what he is. So what do you do at Mount Sinai?
Well, I've
yours,
been, I help Garrison basically.
Okay.
I work in,
All right, I'm muted on here then.
Okay.
Well, if you're
So anyway, I'm Gary Gibbons, and I am the sales rep from
that way, it doesn't echo.
I'm going to let the other two introduce themselves as well while they're getting set up. Is there anybody else on this call, or who do you expect to be joining?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Garrison had sent out the email prior to him leaving, so I'm not sure who else. Usually they're a little bit late, so we'll give them some time, probably like 5 to 10 minutes.
It's the guy filling in for Garrison. His volume's down because you can hear Gary perfect.
Okay, yeah, good point.
Can you try turning your volume up, Suraj?
Can you hear me a little bit better now or no?
Just a little.
Let's see.
Let me see if it's my end.
How many folks are we expecting on this?
Do you know, Suraj, how many was he expecting?
Honestly, I'm not sure how many we're gonna be expecting. I was just told to start the meeting. Garrison had sent out an invite to people, so I don't have a definitive answer for you.
I couldn't see how many people were on the invite, so I have no idea. So I guess we'll just wait a minute or so more, and if not, have you seen? Did I meet you when I was at the hospital?
Yeah,
I think I did. So you've seen it, and you're going to see it again next week. So this might all be a waste of time if nobody comes on. So
don't say that, man.
Well, it's never a waste of time, but I hope it's not a waste of time. Garrison never told me he wasn't going to be here. Wait till I see him.
Oh man, yeah, this was I don't want to say this was a last minute thing, but for me and him, I think he called me. I think it was maybe Monday or Tuesday, and he said, "Listen, I've got this thing," and I don't know how this stuff goes with him. So.
Yeah, it's hard to hear him. Not Gary though.
All right. So, what time is it? It's 5 after. Do you have a way to contact him to see if he knew if anybody else was coming? I thought there was going to be quite a crew. That's why.
Yeah. I don't see. I only see.
Oh, there we go.
Got one more guy coming.
Right now, Zoom shows 9 participants.
Oh, so should we introduce ourselves? I can only see one person at a time. It's so weird here. Can you, Kevin or Ryan? Can you see other people?
No, we only see one person at a time.
We just get whoever's audio is picking up.
It's so strange. Okay.
Which is beautiful. You should have a view selection thing on your screen, Gary, where you have like either the option. It's usually like a bigger rectangle and some smaller ones for like focus on whoever's talking, or you'll have like a grid of rectangles or a grid of squares.
Okay, I got it now. Okay.
That should give you everybody.
Oh, hi, Michael. Michael's muted. So I see Andrew, I see you, Bill, Elizabeth, and Terry. The rest of us are from Matia, I believe. And Bill. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Bill. Yeah, hey, I'm Bill Osborne, and over here in North and South Carolina, and I thought I would just join in and see how you guys are presenting this and take any words of wisdom from you guys as I'm getting ready to start and doing some demos in my area around here. So thank you all for letting me participate today. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here.
So, hi, Elizabeth. Where are you?
I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. and I run a YouTube channel called World Wheelchair Warriors. So any information I can absorb or learn about, and I share with the subscribers.
Okay, great. Thanks for joining us. And Andrew, how about you? Where are you?
Oh, I'm in New York. I'm in Garrison invited, sent me an invite for this. I just want to see what there is out there.
Okay. Will you be at the rehab fair at Mount Sinai next week?
Not sure.
Okay. Well, you're
Maybe.
welcome to come and try it out.
Yeah.
So I see Terry and Bill, and everybody else is with us. So Bill, where are you from?
I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, Bill, okay, you popped up. Your face was gone, and I know you just told me where you were. Then you were gone, and it was only your name, so sorry. So I think I hit everybody, maybe not Terry. Hi, Terry. Anyway, you're on mute. So what we're going to do is we'll just, Ryan is in Salt Lake. And Ryan, who's your cameraman today?
I've got Ken running the cameras
Ken, okay.
for me. We've actually got a dual setup here, so hopefully this works out well. Ken's like doing the video feed on his phone, and then we've got an iPad so I can actually see what I'm doing. Because I always get thrown off when we're doing these things, and I can't have, like, I don't have a visual reference of like how goofy I look. So we're trying something new here. It's an interesting setup. We'll see if it flies. Yeah. I guess just let me know when you want to start.
Yeah,
And,
why don't you start? Go ahead, and then we can do questions after. So, or as you go along.
okay. So I guess we'll start with the introduction of the machine here. So this is the TEK RMD. We're Matia Mobility. This is the TEK RMD. This is one of the smallest footprint power mobility devices in the market. It's 16.5 inches wide and about 29 inches long at the base. So it lets folks with paraplegia, spinal cord injury, whatever mobility issue, take themselves from seated up to standing, then cruise around through less compliant spaces with a lot more ease than they typically would be able to. It's a front wheel drive device. The rear wheels are on casters, so backing up can be a little bit tricky to start, but it's very maneuverable. That front wheel drive gives us a lot of control over where it's going, where it's headed. It's got an electric lift to raise up. So basically we've got these brake levers here that act as the buttons for us. Right side with the red ring to raise. This is probably filming backwards, right? So you're looking at, yeah, anyhow. Right side red ring to raise up, left side to lower down. And it's just press the lever. The reason we chose levers instead of buttons or anything else was because we wanted people who don't necessarily have the grip strength to be able to just lean on it, like with a forearm or with whatever, and be able to have it actuate for them. So the brake levers are actually buttons. So getting into the machine, jump right to there. Getting into the machine, we've got this guy here. This is a seat cushion. So this guy, basically what you do is you get this thing behind you. So either you transfer onto a bench with this thing on it, or you slip it behind you in your chair and just raise up, like pressing on the armrest or whatever. But you slip this thing underneath you and behind you, and then you bring the machine back, extend these belts out, and then we've got, so through these holes in the side, the bars on the TEK RMD right here, these bars will extend out on belts. They drop right through the holes there in the side and then pull you tight to the machine. So that's what actually keeps you secure on the machine. So that's what we'll demonstrate. I'm going to use my handy dandy bench because it's convenient. The TEK RMD also has a remote control, which is real handy for people because it lets you, if you're getting into it, you can bring it over to you. Like if you're sitting on a chair, sitting on a bench or whatever, and your machine's in the corner, you've got the remote. If you've got it enabled, you can bring it right to you. Or like if you're in the machine already, and you want to watch a movie, right? You sit on the sofa. You don't want the machine in front of you the whole time while you're watching your movie. So you get out of the machine and you use the remote control to send it away out of the line of sight of the video or whatever, get it out of your way. So getting into it, like I initially brought it over myself with the remote control, but it's easier to drive it with the joystick on the machine. So what you do is you bring it back to you, your feet, pick them up, put them into these footwells. Bring it back a little more. So I want my shins to be right up against these cushions here. So these knee support cushions should ride just below my tibial plateau, right? So it's supporting me below my knee, below my kneecap, like top of my shins, basically. So feet are in the footwells, shins are up against these knee support cushions. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to extend these belts out. So these belts here, just going to extend, like I was saying, this bar just drops right down through. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Then we're just going to draw in the slack on these belts until it starts to grab me and lift me a little bit. I can feel it here starting to lift me, so that's about right. And then this strap here, this is just extra trunk support. So we find that a lot of folks will use this, but a lot of folks won't. It's basically like, what's comfortable for you? Like if you got a spinal cord injury, what's the level of your injury? What's your core strength? What's your level of like inherent trunk control, right? So that's what we kind of have this here for, is if people need extra support. So once you've got this in place, these belts are plenty tight. Now, remember I was saying right side red ring raise? We're just going to press this side. The machine is going to lift me up.
Violence. Great. Not counting gang violence. Great.
Stabbing pregnant black niggas. Stabbing pregnant black niggas. Stabbing pregnant black niggas. Stabbing pregnant black niggas.
Not counting gang violence.
Stabbing pregnant black niggas.
Not counting gang violence. Great.
Stabbing pregnant black niggas.
Not counting gang violence. Great.
Stabbing pregnant black niggas. Stabbing pregnant black niggas. Stabbing pregnant black niggas. Stabbing pregnant black niggas.
صراحة نرقى مشدودين النحية نبني
Counting gang violence. Great.
حال الطبع
Counting gang violence. Great.
حال الطبع
Join meeting.
Well, that was weird.
Recording in progress.
Is anyone still here? I got bumped off altogether. Oh, there you are again. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what the heck that was.
Was that even coming from us, or did somebody?
I don't know if it was coming from us.
That was pretty wild. I
I
didn't know if I was the only one seeing that, or
I didn't see
what.
anything,
It was
but I
like some
heard
kind
it.
of weird.
Huh.
But-
Yeah,
but
that was weird. Like one of those Zoom bombings or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that derailed things a bit. Tell you what, raise it up a little bit. I think you're cutting off my head there. I guess I don't remember what I was doing when that happened.
You were halfway going up,
Oh,
discussing the trunk support, and you hadn't adjusted I don't think you adjusted the trunk support straps
okay.
like you normally do when you're going up.
Okay. All right. So I guess restarting this where we were before the interruption. Raising and lowering, right? So you squeeze the brake levers over here because they're actually the buttons. Brake levers to raise and lower. Once people get up, then we tell them, okay, readjust, like tighten up these belts. You can come in over here a little bit.
Yep.
You tighten up the belt so the seat cushion situates right where it's comfortable. Let me change the view here too. Hang on. Speaker view. There, now I can see myself. All right, so tighten this belt up a little bit. Tighten these up a little bit, and then from there, proportional joystick, right? So just like every other power mobility device out there, proportional joystick. Big push, big go, little push, little go. So right here like that. Right now, I've got the speed set to low. It's too low to demonstrate, but I've got the speed set to low. Can you come in on here?
Mm-hmm.
So these over here, this stack of lights over here, and these plus and minus, these are the max speed controls, right? So like right now, I've just got the 1 bar, so that's the slowest possible speed, which is very slow, extremely safe. This is the speed that I was on a minute ago. So this gives me a pretty good amount of control. And then if I'm ready to zoom around, I just crank it up all the way. This will do the, what is it, about 3 miles per hour, the top speed. So it's slightly faster than a power walk speed, right? So it'll zip around like that. Run on a dime.
Seems like you're going faster.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got the speed cranked up to max on that one, so it's going pretty good. Come over here. We'll show you the user panel. So actually, come in over my shoulder. So user panel looks like this, right? So proportional joysticks right in the middle, so it's good for righties or lefties, or people who have issues with whatever side are able to still use it because of the centering. The plus and minus, like I said, these control the max possible speed. So we're going to keep it safe and sane for now. This guy over here, this is the remote control enable button. So when this is lit up, the remote control, this guy here, the remote control is enabled and working. With this guy off, the remote control is completely disabled. So it doesn't do anything with that off. Joystick also overrides the remote control. So if someone's got your remote and you're in this thing and they're playing with you and you want to go somewhere, you just drive it with the joystick and that overrides it. This button down here, this is the accessory motors enabled. So with this guy lit up, I can adjust the belt tension and I can adjust the angle that it's got me raised to. With this thing turned off, I can't accidentally change my positioning because the motors that control that are disabled. So re-enable this, and I can come back up. See. So TEK RMD, what's a good thing about this? If you can see here, step back just a little for me, Ken. If you can see here, there's not very much in front of me here. So like when I'm in the machine, it's fully supporting me. The machine kind of fades into the background, right? We want the focus to be on the people, not the device, right? Because life is about people and interactions. We want people to have those natural face-to-face interactions. So the device is meant to fade into the background. It's meant to stay out of your way. So like when you're up and in it, when you're full vertical in it, there's very little in front of you. So you can be like working at a standing desk, or if you want to be like at a counter, like chopping vegetables for dinner or whatever, you can do that. Standard height counter. If you want to be cooking, your bacon is where it's supposed to be instead of up here at eye level. You can see into the pots. If you want a glass of water and the cups are up here, you just, reach up, grab one, fill it up. There you go. So yeah, driving around, it's meant to give people back as much autonomy as they can have, like as much control and as much autonomy as they're able. This thing will enable it. Ken's also reminding me that we've had a lot of folks tell us that with the TEK RMD, they're able to use the bathroom independently. The machine being such a compact footprint, the 16.5 by 29 long, you can get into a lot of less compliant spaces. So like a lot of folks, especially living in the city, will have like a smaller bathroom, small narrow hallways in a small bathroom. This machine, I mean, it turns basically on a dime, right? So what you can do is you can get yourself to the bathroom, you get yourself into the bathroom. And I've been told you can use the commode independently in this thing. I haven't seen it demonstrated, and I'm okay with that. But I've heard you can do it. And it sounds pretty reasonable. Basically, the idea is, I'll show you on my bench over here again. So the idea would be you back up to the commode, bring yourself down. Relax the belts here. Then raise yourself up, slip this cushion up out of the way behind you, and either leave it here or just take it off completely. But I mean, you're resting on the commode now. Now you can do your pants, do your business, clean up, pants back, seat cushion back underneath you. Belts get retightened. Put the back strap back on. Raise up. Wash your hands, and then away you go. So yeah, I've been told it's pretty straightforward. Yeah. So that's that. Let's see here. One of the nice things that I've heard about this is that you board it from the rear. So basically, if you're seated, which a lot of folks are, like either in a power chair or whatever device, you can bring the TEK RMD back to you or go up to the TEK RMD. And a lot of folks are able to transfer from their manual chair straight into it. Depending on the foot plate, if it's a fixed foot plate or if it's a foot plate they can slide out of the way, like the footrest. You can either get transferred into the TEK RMD via a long transfer, just because the belts will extend out pretty long, or you just bring it right back to you and transfer into it like normal. The thing that I've seen with that is sometimes if you're not paying attention, the bars and the ends of the belts will get tangled up in the armrest or the wheels. So you just got to be aware of that, but pretty easy to manage. Let's see, specs in the machine. It's got two 12-volt, 22 amp hour batteries. For most folks, it'll last them all day, and they'll still have juice left over at the end of it. We've got folks that get into it first thing in the morning, do their morning routine stuff, eat breakfast, drive down to the subway, take the subway to work, are in it at work all day, subway home, and they're still in it at the end of the day. Those folks, they're using it great. Like that's what we love to hear. People getting a full day's use out of it. People getting their enjoyment out of it. Getting their, doing whatever they're doing with their life. Like the machine just kind of supports them in what they want to do. See, if you are playing with this machine or using this machine and you're loving the small footprint in your house, but you want to go play in the park or play in the grass or whatever. 16.5 by 29 is great for small, narrow indoor spaces where it's like nice and flat and stable, and you're not worried about like uneven, like undulating grass or like frost heave on sidewalks. If you want to go outside and have a good time with it, we have an outdoor kit that comes with this. It's the same machine. It is, would you mind just pointing down there? So down there, there's two sets of front wheels. So one of those sets of front wheels would come with the outdoor kit. The jack stand over there also comes with the kit. And then that giant tail over there, that comes with it as well. So basically, what you do is you slide that jack underneath the machine. Can't do it while you're in the machine. You can do it like seated next to the machine. That's the reason the jack has such a long bar with it, so you get the leverage to pop it up from a seated position. But jack goes underneath, you pop it up, the front wheels will spin right off, and then the back tail, pull the lever up, twist it, slide it out. And then the new one slides right in. It ends up being like a NASCAR setup, right? So it's maybe 15 minutes the first time and probably 5 once you get the hang of it. So it's a pretty quick changeover. People end up basically with your indoor slippers versus your outdoor boots, and you don't track mud on the carpet. So, or you just leave it with the outdoor kit all the time and forget the mud. Don't worry about it. Let's see. What else should we talk about? Gary, is there anything I'm missing here? Anything else I should mention?
No, I guess I would ask if anybody has any questions. I didn't hear you, but Kevin, do you have or Ryan, rather, I call you Kevin all the time. I don't know why. Ryan, do you have the outdoor kit on?
No, so right now it's set up with the indoor kit. We can show the pieces of the outdoor kit again, but
The reason I asked the speed, you can go at a higher speed with the outdoor kit on, correct?
so the outdoor kit, here, let me show you this over here, right? So on the user panel here, so this is regular, right? So it shows the speed over here. This is mid speed. So we've got this high torque mode for the outdoor kit. So you press the plus and minus at the same time, it switches. You see the light switch there? So when it looks like this, it's in outdoor mode, which is a high torque, high amperage mode for the motors, which it goes a little bit faster than indoor mode, but it gives you a lot more torque on those front wheels. So it's good for like if you're cruising on the grass. Oh, something else I should mention. So when you're driving this thing, right? When you're full vertical in this, you're fully supported, your center of gravity's on the machine, you're good to go. You're safe, you're stable. You can try to tip it, and it's not going anywhere. You have to try really, really hard to tip it. Caveat is front, right? There's very little in front of me here, which it's great for usability and being able to like get in and do stuff. But you have to be aware if you're going on uneven surfaces or if you're going down an incline ramp or a decline ramp, whatever. If you're going down a ramp, you don't want to be leaning forward in this thing because I mean, then your center of gravity is creeping towards the front of the machine. Once you get past the axles and the wheels, you're going to have a bad time. So we tell people, if you're out in the world or going down a ramp, bring it down a bit, bring it back a bit. I like to tell people, think like Fat Joe and lean back. But we've got this little indicator over here, right? So this orange is the pay attention because you're very vertical. You're okay to be in your house, but just be aware of your surroundings. When it's down here in the green, you're okay to be in your house. You're okay to be out of doors. Basically, the green is saying, hey, when you're at this low of an angle, your center of gravity is far enough back, you don't need to worry about tipping forward, and you're extremely stable. People can operate it like this. It'll operate at whatever angle you want.
And then there's the red.
Oh, yeah, all the way down. All the way down is the red zone. So red is for like, you know, mounting or dismounting the TEK RMD. That's, you can drive it when it's this low, but I mean, yeah, that's less fun. So this is primarily intended for mounting and dismounting. Green is great for anywhere you want to be inside the house, whatever's comfortable, or outdoors. And again, that's the range from here, which is essentially seated anyways, all the way up to about there. So from there, yeah, that's pretty good. One thing that I've heard about this with regard to support and positioning is the way that this machine supports you. See if we can get a wider angle. Can you come down a little? So a lot of folks have concerns with pressure sores, pressure wounds on, you know, the backs of their thighs and their bottoms. This machine takes those pressure points and, you know, doesn't even come near them, right? So my feet are in there. Some of my weight's resting on there, but it doesn't have to, depending on how tight you have the seat cushion. You can have more or less weight on your feet. My shins are supported via these cushions here. So I've got a little bit of pressure on those. And then this seat cushion here, it's nice and wide, right? So it spreads any load across my upper thighs and my lower butt. And that can be as tight as I want or as loose as I prefer, or anywhere in between. So yeah, like
Chest cushion is the third.
oh, that's right. And then there's chest cushion here. This is why we keep Ken around. He knows all these things that I keep forgetting. So chest cushion here is normally right up against my chest here. So this kind of squishes me into place. Again, like I said, I like having this extra trunk support. But yeah, so it supports you, and it's basically moving around the support positioning. So you have less worries with, like, you know, pressure sore concerns. Yeah, I guess let's open it back up. Any questions? What questions? How questions? Why questions?
How about a little bit on the maintenance of this piece of equipment, which is very little, that's a great thing.
Yeah, so okay, maintenance, right? So the machine's frame is all heavy steel. It's like 3mm or 6mm heavy steel. The machine itself weighs 265 pounds, which that should tell you it's a very solidly built machine. But yeah, heavy steel frame. So for the most part, the frame is going to outlast pretty much everything. So we don't really see any trouble with that. We'll occasionally get called for like, I need to replace like a plastic cover, like, you know, I drove into a wall and I cracked a thing, or, you know, I scuffed this, or, you know, whatever. So, but those are just cosmetic pieces. They're fairly easy to replace. The biggest thing we see is batteries, right? So the batteries, the batteries we use in this, it's a set of 12-volt, 22-amp-hour batteries. They're basically motorcycle batteries or ATV batteries. Run in series, so it's a 24-volt system. And as long as people charge it when it's, you know, when it's in need of being charged, instead of just letting it drain itself and over discharge, these batteries will last for, I think they're rated for almost 400 cycles, which for most people translates into somewhere between 2 and 3 years. We've had people last or have the same batteries after like 7 years. We had one guy that had the same batteries for like 7 years. He's like, hey, I love my machine, but the charge only lasts for like half an hour anymore. What's going on? It's like, well, when did you change your batteries last? Oh, I've never changed them. Oh, well, there's your problem. 7 years on a pair of batteries, they're supposed to last 2. Well, easy enough to change. But yeah, so the batteries, they're tucked in behind the front cover here. They're stacked nice and low. Basically, we tell people, you know, use it all day. You'll still have juice left over most likely, but charge it up overnight when you're not using it. And it's got, I'm just going to jump out of this here. I'm cheating, don't tell. So to charge it, we've got a standard 3-pin XLR plug. So just like almost every single other powered mobility device out there, 3-pin XLR plug to charge it up. And we ship this thing with a smart charger. So basically you can plug it in, it'll do the charge cycle, and then if you leave it plugged in after it's done charging, it doesn't hurt the batteries. What it'll do is it'll do a float cycle. So it'll do like your battery tenderable for your car, like over the winter. It'll just make sure that the battery always stays topped up and healthy. And we tell people, you know, if you charge it while you're not using it, then it'll always be ready for you. You don't have to worry about it. But yeah, so that's really keeping it charged is the most common issue we have. Like people will forget to charge it and they'll over discharge the batteries, which is not good for batteries. It tends to shorten the life of them. Then they'll charge it back up and then charge cycle. It's fine a couple of times, but you know, after so many cycles of like over discharge and recharge, you got to replace those batteries.
Belt straps.
So there's that, and then belt straps. Yes, thank you. So these belt straps, they're nylon webbing, right? So it's 1-inch nylon. So they're pretty durable, pretty strong. They're rated for good like weight bearing loads. The downside with these is they're, you know, a nylon strap. So if you're like me, you normally carry like, you know, knives or sharp things or screwdrivers in your back pocket. The way these are situated when you're in the machine means that whatever sharp stuff in your pocket is going to be up against these straps more likely than not. And you'll end up fraying these straps. So yeah, when we ship this thing out, when people buy these, it comes with an accessory kit with a bunch of spare parts. Not a bunch of spare parts. It comes with 2 spare belts. It comes with a set of wheel nuts, a spare set of wheel nuts, a tire filler thing, and a few other things. But yeah, the belts. So since we find that sometimes people will be careless like me and, you know, have sharp things in their pockets, we just give them a spare set of belts from the get-go so that in case they do need to replace them, they don't got to call us up and say, hey, Ryan, I just got a tech a few months ago and I've ruined 1 set of belts already. Can I get a new set? Like, we find it's easier just to give them the belts to start with. So they'll come with a spare set of belts.
So we have some questions. Thanks, Ryan. We have some questions. First one is, does insurance cover this? The answer is yes. Most private insurances, the big ones, United Healthcare, Aetna, we're in network with Blue Cross, so all the Blue Cross plans out there. It is not covered by Medicare, but it is covered by most of the private insurances. Workers' comp, VA Healthcare covers it as well. If anybody has any interest at all, I would encourage you to go to our website, and there is a link on there, and you put in your insurance information, and we start that process. Because as you know, getting equipment, it's a very long process. It can take months sometimes. So if you or you know somebody who's interested, go to our website, put your information in, and then our insurance team will start working on that, and they'll request the docs they need from your doctor. Typically, it's a face-to-face is going to be required from your doctor. And there's a 7-point form that he would fill out. That's pretty standard for this type of equipment. So yes, the answer is yes, it's covered. Secondly, we also have financing too. So sometimes people want it very quickly. And what we've had some people do in the past is finance it. And then when the insurance pays, then you can pay that financing with that. So we have 2 companies we work with, and it makes it pretty reasonable per month as well. So Elizabeth is asking, how many people have been using this type of equipment out there? Is it thousands, or would I be over, Ryan? Or definitely hundreds. We have hundreds of people using this, but worldwide, there's got to be thousands of people.
It's somewhere around. I honestly have no idea.
That's a lot.
Definitely a couple hundred. We've been selling this thing in the U.S. We got our FDA approval to sell here in the U.S. in 2017. So we had. We worked with distributors over the years. We've done direct sales through the years. There's probably got to be at least a thousand or a couple thousand. I'm just not sure the sales numbers on these, but yeah, there's a bunch of them out in the field. The oldest ones that we've seen here in the U.S. were, like I said, the guy with the 7-year-old batteries. He got his in 2016 and had to sit within the garage, still in the box, until we got the FDA clearance. There's another lady here in Utah who's got another 2016 model. So I mean, those are the oldest ones that I'm aware of, and I'm just not sure how many we've sold total.
I know our current backlog for insurance sales alone is in the hundreds. So there's a lot out there. Garrison, or somebody's asking, is it more practical than having a wheelchair for outside use? Again, you've got the benefits of standing and going for a walk and all of those things. I can tell you this, Garrison took this outside around the hospital. And as you know, if you're familiar with the hospital there, it's not flat. It's a little hilly. And he went flying from block to block. And by the way, it was like 100 degrees in Manhattan that day. And he was rolling. He was rolling on it. So, and plus the fact that it can go on other surfaces like grass. I think it gives certainly a lot of flexibility compared to a typical wheelchair. Would you agree, Ryan?
Abel in the UK. He's got like an 8-minute video of him outside and going around on it.
Yeah, there's Ken's just reminded me. There's one of our clients over in the UK, a guy named Abel. He sent us a video like just out of the blue. He like sent us a video of like a day in the life of sort of thing, where like I think we have it posted on our social media or YouTube or something. But like he gets into it and he goes around like his neighborhood or his village and like goes to a grocery store and goes shopping. He's grabbing stuff off the top shelf and he's grabbing stuff off the bottom shelf, and like he's cruising all through there and like meeting people at a farmer's market and like high-fiving everybody, and it's awesome.
Also, for the grass and hilly, he is in a park at a point during the actual video. He's basically spinning around doing donuts on grass.
Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. Doing donuts on grass in the video too. It sounds like. I don't remember that bit, but yeah.
It just reminds me also, folks, there's literally thousands of videos out there. If you go to any of the social media things, Facebook or Instagram or all of those, YouTube, and you just go to @Matia Mobility, there's a lot of videos out there showing people doing everything from getting married to working in their kitchen or working on their car. There's all kinds of things so it really gives people a whole new ability that they might not have right now to do certain things like like a job. And we've got a guy who is a car mechanic, and when he was bound to a chair, he couldn't do his job because he couldn't get above the cars, and now he can. So it is life changing. Someone is asking me about the warranty. Ryan, can you speak to the warranty?
So warranty, we offer an extended warranty, standard warranty that comes with it. Like the default is a year, basically a year, no questions asked. I think the fine print is something about defects in materials and workmanship, but realistically, if somebody has a problem with anything on it, just reach out to us and we'll take care of you. Yeah, like, yeah, it's a 1 year warranty to start with. If you want an extended warranty, I think we offer, I want to say, an additional 2 years, so it's a 3 year warranty, or an additional 4 years, so it's a 5 year warranty.
Right.
And Gary knows the pricing on these things. I don't do sales.
Yeah, there's additional warranties available. To be quite honest, the machine is very rugged. There's not a lot that can go wrong with it, other than what we've already talked about. Elizabeth, you were asking what are the main customers for this type of device? It's the plethora. We've got people with Parkinson's, CP, MS who use this machine. Anybody in the spinal community is certainly a possibility to use this. Sometimes people who do not have a lot of upper body strength might have trouble getting it to go up and down. If you look, I don't know if you can see, but on the joystick itself, you can just kind of hover over it to move it. And even the up and down, you can just put your hand on. You don't necessarily have to squeeze it. You can just set your hand on it. That's really the only limiting factor. And there's also people who you don't have to have the ability to bear weight on this either. I just was out with a lady the other day doing a demo, and she was kind of floating in it because she was really short. So it wasn't actually this was my demo, so it wasn't a great machine for her. But her feet were off the ground. So I don't know if I'd recommend that, but that's what you can do. So it really is just about everybody out there has a possibility of using this.
Or for spinal cord injury, just general rule of thumb with this, anything like T4, T5 or lower is probably going to be a good fit for this just because of where the nerves end up going. T4, T5, most of them have, pretty good core strength. They're able to hold themselves up. If they've got too high of an injury, what we'll see a lot is people that are, having to push themselves up with their hands on the hand grips to stay vertical. We can correct for some of that depending on how high we get this machine configured for them. But yeah, really T4, T5 is general rule of thumb is going to be a good fit. Of course, having said that, I met a guy down in LA at one of the Abilities Expos who's a C3 partial quad. And he's actually got one of the old machines that doesn't have the powered raise and lower. It's the old version. He's got the old version with the gas springs on it, so you pull yourself up. So I was just cruising around the expo in one of the machines. And he's like, "Oh, I got one of those, and I'm a C3." And I was like, "How does that work?" And he's like, "Well, I just need a little help getting to it, and then I get up into it myself, and I cruise around in it all day, and it's amazing. I love it." And then he showed me, like, we went back to the booth, and he's like, "Yeah, just help me get over to your bench here to transfer into it." And then I brought the machine over, and he's like, "All right, get me lined up, good to go." And then he like pulls himself up and like zips around, and it's like, how do you? Yeah, amazing stuff. But I'd say that's the I'd say Gustavo's more of an outlier than the typical client for this. But yeah, T4, T5, and lower is probably a good fit.
Bill, I can't see your whole question. Can you ask? I can only see like the first sentence.
Just as Ryan was talking about that, I was talking with the gentleman earlier, just emailing back and forth, and he's getting back to me. He's saying, yeah. So his question is, I just want to make sure that I can use a chair properly. I'm a C4 to C7 quad. I have shoulder and arm movement, but only with biceps. And so, my typical, I think my response would be, well, let's take it out to you and see if it works, and see how you feel with it. Yep. But for the purpose of, our conversation today, I think maybe it'd be worth addressing and see if anybody has anything to say about that.
Yeah, well, it's definitely worth giving it a shot. I mean, I've had people who are triple amputees in this thing. Lady with one below the elbow and one above the elbow, and she was able to drive, like she was able to navigate it, and she was able to lean forward just enough to actuate these levers So depending on how much, if he's just got bicep control, I don't know if I can replicate. I haven't tried replicating that, but yeah, the reason we have these levers for actuating the raise and lower is because not everyone's got the grip strength, and some people would need to be able to just do that. And then driving it, depending on how much control he has, you can just rest your arm on the stick. Like I usually grab it like this, but if that doesn't work, yeah, worth a shot, worth trying it.
Definitely.
Your demo, I would size it to be a close fit to him, depending on what size your demo's at. Like the demos usually come pre-sized at like to fit someone who's about 5'8". So depending on how tall the guy is, you might want to resize your demo so it fits him better. A little bit higher up will give him more support higher up. So if he is, said C3 to C7, I think. So if he is that high of an injury, having the higher machine will give him higher support. So that might make it easier to try it.
Yeah.
And every unit is before we ship it out, it's made to fit the patient or the person. So based on their measurements, it's preset. And what can we go for? 6? What's the tallest person we can do?
So 4'6" at the shortest end. So like children, once they get that tall, or adults that are full grown in that height, 4'6", and then we can configure it to fit people up to 6'3", give or take. And then the weight limit for this thing is about 265 pounds. So the same as the machine. We want to make sure that we're able to support people and keep them stable. So 4'6" to 6'3", and then up to 265 pounds. So yeah, and it's adjusted. It's adjusted at the time of build, right? So when people are ordering it, the sizing form that we have takes a measurement of, your feet in a typical shoe, right? Because if you wear Doc Martens, that's one thing. If you wear, Chuck Taylors, that's a totally different size shoe. So we get your typical shoe size. We measure to your tibial plateau so we can position those knee supports proper. We measure to your xiphoid process, so the bottom of your sternum, and then your overall height. And from those measurements, those 4 measurements, we can make the machine bend where the client does. So it makes for a much more comfortable experience.
You want to take the tablet?
Right.
Yeah.
I've been holding this for 45 minutes.
Anybody got anything else? He needs to put the camera down.
Oh, we're swapping out. He's getting the tablet that I had around my neck, and I'm putting the camera down just a little bit. Oh,
that's all right. Appreciate you doing this. So any other questions from anybody?
I think I saw one about who's not a good fit for this. So not a good fit would be someone who has a really high injury and very low control over their core, and maybe low control over their hands and fine motor control for their hands, just because it's a joystick, right? So it's a portional joystick, and it's these buttons here. So you have to be able to manipulate the joystick and the buttons here. So as long as they can do that, the machine, we can, like I was saying, we can raise this up a little bit so it's more supportive higher up. And I think the best way to tell who it's a good fit for or who it's not a good fit for is to have people try it. And that's why we have these demos, not just to show it, but to get people the idea of what it could be a good fit for. And then we have the demo units out in the field, like with Gary and with Bill, so that if somebody is interested in it, they can try it out and they can see if it's a good fit for them, because we want them to try it first. This is not something you want to just buy sight unseen and assume it's going to be a great fit. So you want to try it first.
Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank Garrison in his absence. Sergey, you can let Garrison know if he looks at the recording, you might be able to tell who hijacked us because he recorded it. So I think he's the only one who can see the people that signed in here that bombed us. I don't know if it was a photo bomb or whatever you call it, but anyway. And if anybody else has any questions, feel free to contact us. And nothing else. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, most definitely. Glad to help.
Okay.
Good job, Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you all. Have a good one.
See you guys.